Good morning, everybody. It's day 12. Can you believe that? I mean, it's day 12. My hair is a holy mess today because I took the scissors after yesterday trying to give myself a haircut. And yeah, I did not do a very good job. But I don't even care. My daughter, the hairdresser, is coming in a few days and she can fix it for me. Okay, so notice I have my pan on here getting hot. And I have my spray bottle today. Look, we're right at the end and I start remembering things. Okay, so one of the first things I'm going to do is, because we're making beef and broccoli, I'm going to put my sauce on my beef so they can start getting a little softened up for the beef and broccoli. Just because. Got my pan sprayed and hot. Listen, woohoo, there's my mushrooms. Mushrooms going for my mushroom medley. I'm a little behind today because the husband and I went out and played in the garden this morning. He's not as much of a garden lover as I am, but he seems kind of excited about this one this year. We're trying to grow a food forest. And I have slowly started on the side of the house and moved around to the front of the house, and I am building a food forest. I just am. Okay. I like having garlic always chopped up and ready to go. So whether I'm using it here, whether I'm going to use it later in some greens, because I always have to have it for my greens. Okay. Do you hear that sizzle? I love the sound of a sizzle. Love a sizzle. I don't want my soy kernels to get really wet because I'm telling you, the more I work with them, the more I appreciate them drier. So the mushroom medley is to go with your breakfast this morning or your meal one, but it's also one of those things that can be used in any of the dishes that we make almost. Once you have these mushrooms cooked up and have them in a bowl in the refrigerator or a container or whatever, you can pull them out and use them with anything. Use them at any time to make a little meal out of. Add them in with soy curls to make something. They're just so versatile. If you're an onion lover like I am, you already know how versatile mushrooms are. Onion lover. Onion lover, we're talking about mushrooms. You know what I mean, right? So it would be really lovely if some of you guys could chime in today. Let me know how you're doing this round. If you don't feel comfortable chiming in the group, feel free to send me an email. I'm always available by email. And you guys, a little tiny bit of vegan butter goes a long way and stuff like this. Just gives it a little extra taste. Okay. So have you guys noticed a theme when it comes to what is going on here? This just doesn't like to pull in for some reason. Have you guys noticed a theme when it comes to the meals that I've been making for this? They're easy, they're quick, they're simple. Simplicity is best when you're doing this. Doesn't mean that there's not some really complicated, because look at the curry. That recipe got away from me. That whole meal got away from me. Yeah, so that one won't be coming back to boot camp. I might have it in the handout I give for people that want to try something harder, but yeah, that's not going to be a boot camp recipe moving forward. And at this point, I still haven't decided how we're going to move forward, if we're going to move forward with boot camp. So I just don't know quite yet how that's going to work. A lot of things are going to change if we do. I will be doing live cooking videos. You guys are at the very last boot camp that includes live videos. Me getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, prepping, preparing, getting everything ready, and doing live cooking videos. This is the last boot camp for that. If we move forward, we're going to actually have days 1 through 14 cooking already done so that we can put them in the boot camp the night before so people are ready on the day of. And I will still do, of course, the live videos of me just chatting with you guys. But yeah, live videos for cooking will be done as of this boot camp. Because it just doesn't work out real well with timing for everybody. Even though we try to do it like me doing it really early in the morning so that the people on the East Coast can have it by noon, it still doesn't work out for everybody for the day of. So we're just going to change that part of it if we decide to move forward. I'm just not sure how convinced I am of how helpful this really is. I know that it was really helpful for our first group for, like 4 or 5 ladies in there. Got a lot of help out of it. And I know in this one there's like 2 or 3 of you guys that are doing really well. But I just don't know. We'll have to give it a lot of consideration and think about it. Do you see how good these are looking? Not really, huh? Because my video system is just not the best in the world. So my stepson told me But what I need to do is set up my tripod with the camera that he gave me, which is a very expensive, very nice camera. That I need to set that all up and then try filming it that way. So if I decide to film each video separately for the boot camp, that's probably what I'm going to do, is try something like that just to see if it. But the problem is because I'm not a professional, I don't have cameras at every angle. I can't show you what's happening here, then show you from a distance, and then move in from the side. I don't have cameras for all that, so it is what it is, right? This smells so good. I'm going to buy a new one of these little thingies because I want to get the induction plate. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but oh my goodness, that thing is amazing. Looks a little bit expensive though, so that's not on the list for right now. These are so good. They smell so good. Okay, so on your list it says, on your menu it says, mushroom medley with sauce. Chop into equal pieces. You guys know the reason you chop all this kind of stuff into equal pieces so that it cooks evenly, right? That's the only reason. Okay, toss it into a large fry pan you can use broth to fry it up. Or you can just do like I did, throw a little bit of avocado oil, a little bit of butter in here and fry it up that way. Once it's fried up, we're just going to, once it gets brown, I'm going to add some, already got it made, soy sauce, water, browning liquid, that's all in there. And then I got my plant-based pea milk right here. And it's kind of like a stroganoff sauce, not over-the-top stroganoff-y, but kind of like that. And if you want it to be thicker, you can add some tahini to it. Tahini will thicken it right up. I love the smell of mushrooms. And I tried grilling some. So have any of you guys tried the mushroom logs? So it looks like a little log. It's about this big. About that big around, but pretty good size. And you take the plastic wrap off of it, and you fold it down, you lay the log down, and you have a squirt bottle, and you squirt it several times a day. You want to keep it gently moist, but not wet. And that literally grows mushrooms. I grew the lion's mane mushrooms, which was fabulous. Oh my god, those are good. I grew golden oyster mushrooms and shiitake. They were so fun. Yeah, but mine didn't grow as many, and supposedly I didn't get as much as you're supposed to get off of them. I think I didn't do it right. It's user error more than anything. But I do definitely want to try it again. So I would like to use my little grow room that I have outside, the little planters room. I think I've showed it to you guys, my little plant room. I would like to use that to grow my mushrooms in. So I'm probably going to just get one to start with now, see if I can get better at it. Because I would love to grow my own mushrooms. And you can buy spores and stuff off of Amazon, because I saw where you can buy kits and spores and all that stuff so that you can keep them going year round. So, yeah. If I can figure out how to do it, I will be growing my own mushrooms. I told my husband, I said, think about it. I said, we have all of our greens are growing, and we haven't had to buy greens at all for weeks now. We've got lemon and lime trees planted. Can't wait for those to bear fruit. They're miniatures, dwarf trees. Oh my god, they're so cute. So we've already got a lot of this stuff. Unless next year I'll be planting broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and all that kind of stuff too. And I'll have my greenhouse up and running, so that's going to help. The greenhouse should help us stay in the greens all winter, or most of it anyway. I have to put a little heater in there though, because it does get cold here. Okay, so this is pretty much fried off. Everything's fried off. It's pretty dry in here. Now, I don't know really how much of the broth I need. I don't think... Yeah, you know, I'm trying to decide if I even want to make a gravy for mine today. I'm so happy with mine like this. I'm not going to make a gravy for mine. If you wanted a gravy, you would pour in some of this. You would pour in some of your plant milk. And if you wanted it thickened, you would put in some tahini. But I think I just want my mushrooms plain today. So, my mushrooms are done. Yeah, they just taste so good. I don't know. I don't want anything else with them. It's really funny because when I first started doing this, I had to have sauces. I had to have stuff to go on top of stuff. I had to have those things because it didn't feel like real meals if I wasn't having all that. And now, for some reason, for about the last... Since this boot camp started and a little bit before that, I just wanted my food plainer and plainer and simpler and simpler, and I just have not been using the sauces and stuff the way I used to. Okay, I'm pouring out some of this juice out of this, my soy curls, because we want this to kind of cook like that, Philippine barbecue. We want this liquid to cook up out of here. So that's going into the pan. Notice how it's nice and hot already. I love it. And I'm going to go ahead and throw the onions in here with it. So they can start sauteing as this juice. Now see, if you need more juice to saute things down, you got it right here. But it will saute out faster this way. And even though it's not on your list, because you were just supposed to make yourself some beef flavorings. So soy sauce, some Vegemite, a little bit of miso. Oh no, I didn't use miso because I didn't need it. What was in this? Soy sauce, browning liquid, the Vegemite, some mushroom powder. I just use a few things just to make myself a little sauce. You can use anything, but whatever you want in there. I am going to add a little bit of my homemade chili sauce. This is just some oil. I think it was avocado oil and the chili flakes in here. And I made my very own chili sauce. Just wanted to try it because sometimes people can't find stuff like that where they're at. So I just wanted to try making it and see how it turned out. It has a good smell. That smells yummy. Okay, so I need the liquid to start cooking out. I'm going to leave that right there. Let the onions start cooking. Okay, I got my broccoli ready to go. And when you're doing broccoli for this, you want to slice your broccoli into little thin strips. You don't want your broccoli to be thick, huge heads. Mine were real small too. Usually they have longer legs, but they were really small. So I don't know why I have the salt and pepper out. That is not something we need with all the soy sauce. But got my garlic powder because, come on, we all know Mama loves her garlic powder. Love it. And speaking of garlic, we're going to put a few pieces of garlic in here. And look what I got. I got some herbs from my garden this morning. And I had some ginger left over from when we made curry. And some lemon zest. Because for some reason I have really been into zesting things. Because what smells fresher than fresh lemon or lime zest? Nothing. And you can put it in almost anything. So I'm going to put it in this today. And I love the smell of fresh ginger. Oh my God. Yeah. Here we go. Look, it's starting to cook out, guys. Oh yeah. This is going to be yummy. Okay, so do you see how pale this is, even though it was in the stark liquid? Do you see how pale this is? If you want your, not fried, but reconstituted soy curls to be darker, that's where the browning sauce comes in handy. Because soy sauce isn't going to do it, black vinegar is not going to do it. Pretty much nothing's going to do it unless you use like dark brown sugars and things like that. We're not using those for this. So you need your browning sauce if you want to make it that dark color, that dark rich color. That's how they get that color, just so you know. When you go to a restaurant and you order something that comes in, it's all nice and almost black looking, but a nice dark color. It's because they got browning sauce in it. Browning sauce, in restaurants, they buy it in jugs like soy sauce. Like, I just buy little bottles from the store, but they buy it in jugs. And trust me, it's used in everything. And I know because I've cooked in restaurants. I know all about browning sauce. And that's not to say that some places don't do their own browning of things, because when you're using traditional meats and stuff, you can brown the meats and use the little pieces of stuff that's left in the bottom of the pan that I can't remember the name for. Okay, nice and dried out. Let's let it cook up just a little bit more here. And who doesn't like beef and broccoli, right? Everybody likes beef and broccoli. Does this taste like beef? Let me take a little bite. Ouch. I haven't had pork in 20 years, I don't think. It's been so long, but it has a pork flavor to me. Isn't that weird? It has kind of what I remember pork tasting like. Oh, there's an onion for the cheese. That's weird. Before I pour any more liquid in here, I'm going to pour in my broccoli. And let this have a chance to get a little bit softened, not a lot. I got my browning liquid because I want a little bit darker for what it is. Now, browning liquid can get away from you guys. Always pour it into the cap. Always. Because, I mean, seriously, it can get away from you. I want to add a little bit of thyme in here. Looks yucky. Just a little bit. I love this, the fresh smell of herbs, guys. Oh, my goodness. A little bit of rosemary. I love having a garden. The highlight of my life since we moved here has been that garden. I love my old house, but I really love my garden. Ah! See, just adding those in. Ooh, what's going to happen when I add in the lemon and the ginger? Oh. That just changed everything. That is a game changer. Oh my goodness, guys. And I gotta tell you guys, I have never, ever in my life had a good zester. Never have I had one. This one I'm afraid of. I'm not good at this. This just says cheese grater and zester, 8-inch blade, ultra sharp blade, and they mean it. It doesn't have a name of it. It's just cheese grater and zester is all it says. That's it. I've never had nothing that worked like this ever. On whether you're mincing up stuff, you can use garlic on it, you can do your ginger on it, you can do your lemon and lime on it. I did a hard vegan Parmesan cheese on it the other day just because I wanted to see it. Holy crap, that thing works amazing. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of my au juice, a little tiny bit, like a spoonful. I'm going to mix some of my browning liquid in with that because we do want our beef and broccoli to be a little bit darker color. And I'm going to bounce this around a little bit here and see how it looks color-wise. Just keep doing that until you get it the color you want. You don't add a lot in at one time. You don't want to have to sit here and cook this all back out again. So just add in a little bit at a time. See how the colors are really changing? I hope you guys can see that in that video. Not enough yet though, so pour in some more juice, some more browning liquid. I just got invited to a concert on Saturday. One of my husband's best friends called to ask him if he wanted to go to a concert with him. This has been quite a while back. My husband was like, sure, my husband loves concerts. He loves music. He's been a musician for most of his life. Anyway, so they were going to it, and I was fine with that. I mean, I'll never have problems, nothing like that. And apparently he called this morning, and he has an extra ticket, and he wants to give it to me for a late birthday present, so I'm going to see the Ohio Players. So that's kind of going to be fun. And Saturday's our last day at this, so I'll be posting our 12 o'clock Zoom, our closing Zoom. And then it'll be a last day for this, and then I'll be going to a concert that night. So it's kind of going to be a fun day. Do you guys see how much darker this is getting? Just going a little bit at a time here, guys. I want to get it just to where I want it. And I'm not getting overly wet. It actually has the smell of pork. Isn't that weird? Looking good, looking good. I don't know if you guys love this as much as I do, but this is one of our favorite meals. We have this actually quite often. I crack up my husband, he's always going, I don't eat soy. I don't know what he thinks soy curls are. In our house we just call them curls because he doesn't like to hear that it's soy. But, yeah babe, you're eating soy. Okay, here's kind of the color that we're kind of going for. kind of darkened color. Oops. So the last of the browning's going to go in here. Now I see why some things call for a tablespoon of browning. I've never used that this much, but apparently it does call for that much. Alright, that's it. And that's all we needed because it's already tossing over to that color. Wow. Just have to get it to that point. When it's ready, it's ready. See? Nice dark color. Smells rich and umami. I'm putting in the rest of my ginger and lemon zest. And I'm going to put a little bit more garlic. Oh, and I have this leftover strips of jalapeno, and everybody in this house loves jalapeno, so we're putting that in there too, just because that will go over really well with my roommate and my husband. And that's it. We have so much stuff for dinner tonight. We literally have chili, curry, Philippine barbecue from last night. We have chicken salad left over. Can you believe that? Now we have this, and we'll have mushrooms. So yeah, tonight we're having like a mini smorgasbord. I already called a couple friends and say, hey, come on, help us eat some of this stuff. That'd be fun. I might call my daughter-in-law, see if her and the kids want to come over and have dinner with us. Okay, that's it, guys. Done. Look at this. Beef and broccoli. Put a lid on it, and then we'll be ready to go when we are. Turn this thing down. Okay, that's it. Let me see if I got everything. Greens. There's my tray of greens that I just picked out of the garden. We've got dinosaur kale, regular kale, curly kale, lemon chard, and a little bit of my husband's favorite greens. Can't remember what the name of them is. Is this one right here? Can't remember the name of it, but that's his favorite green. So we'll be having that one too. I've got this huge mess to clean up and a plate full of herbs for later. And we're done. All right, I'll see you guys in a bit.